Everything is a story. Everything is a story. And some stories are completely true. I believe the Bible to be completely true. I believe Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And other stories are less true. Some can be false. And I believe the closest available proxy of truth is interjudge agreement, at least when it comes to personality. And if you look at David R. Hawkins' map of consciousness, you will see, at least individually, what different energetic levels and views of life can be that are expressed in people's stories. And those can also be shared and reinforced by other people. And our own perceptions can be changed in order to reinforce what those stories are for us. Say if we are an abused person and we are stuck in the low part of the map of consciousness, then it can be quite difficult for us to actually feel like we are at a higher stage because of our prior abuse and how it gets trapped into the body. And that feeling in the body can also consistently communicate to us feelings that we deserve to be in the low part of the map of consciousness. And then our minds can create a story around it. And a similar thing can be said for higher up. If we were nurtured and loved, then it will be easier for us to believe that we deserve nurture and love and to be higher up on the map of consciousness. And I think that sharing our beliefs is important because it's what's real. If we believe what is true to us, even though there are some things that are completely true, no matter what we believe, but if we believe what is true, then if we think we believe what is true, then it's what's real to us. Because we feel that way. And so sharing that is important because it actually allows people to grip something that's real and respond to something that's real. I think that oftentimes we don't find that as much, and it can be frustrating. But I think just sharing our beliefs is important. And I think that the best way to control people is to allow a rigorous and lively discussion or debate within a narrow window of acceptable topics. This is a quote by Noam Chomsky, paraphrased. And it is it's a pretty important quote because it has to do with beliefs, and if we're not allowed to discuss what we think is true or what we believe, then we only have options that are within sort of an allowed window of acceptable topics, and that can just be a distraction or a waste of time because we're not really discussing what we think is true. We're not allowed to leave that window of topics. Now, I'll give you an example of a true story. I think that there's so many true stories out there. Here's a true story. I went for a walk this morning, and I picked up this rock off the ground. And the reason I picked it up is because I was thinking about this video. I was thinking about this topic and recording this video, and I just thought of what could I grab that's insignificant but still true. And it was this rock. So I picked it up. And I walked by thousands, tens of thousands, millions, because they grate the road. They pour these on the road for grip for people so that the ice, because it gets icy here, the ice doesn't slip them or cause them to slip. And it's just such an insignificant story, but it's a true story. And we have so many of those all the time. And what really causes us to pay attention or to focus on stories is largely our perception, I think, and the perception of other people as well. We sort of consciously or unconsciously do a lot of what other people do. When there's something people are standing in line for, other people have been known to just stand in line too, even if they don't know what it is the lineup's for. And if everybody's looking up at the sky, other people tend to look up as well. And I noticed that even in conversation, if myself or somebody else goes for a sip of their drink, tea, oftentimes other person will as well. So we are influenced by other people. And so in that same way, when we share what we really think, we do influence other people. Even though, at least for myself, it can be scary to share what we really think. But I still think it's important to share our beliefs.